All right, ladies, thanks for being on the call tonight for the leadership call. You all get points for June's points. Yay! Okay, so show of hands, who thought May was awesome? We totally rocked May. You guys were awesome in May. It was so exciting to see all your guys' like promotions and the guest passers and all that good stuff. So that was a lot of fun. So well, Holly and I kind of wanted to chit-chat tonight in the leadership call was about the beginning of the month. What kind of to do for the beginning of the month, how to kind of interact with your girls, how to get them excited and rolling, even just kind of planning your own beginning of the month stuff. So that's kind of what we figured that we could chit-chat on, is what to do, what to start the month. So first things first, you guys all saw the points that we're doing for June, all the little teeny tiny things. So if you guys noticed on there, there was actually no points for sales, none at all. And the reason for that is because while sales are great, in order to get those sales, you have to work your business. So we kind of wanted to do more about, working your business more. So before we kind of get started, does anybody have any quick questions about what we're doing for June and the whole point system? And I'm not answering you what prizes we're giving away yet, because it's a secret. Does anybody have any questions at all about it yet? Pretty self-explanatory? Perfect. Okay, so when the beginning of the month starts, I'll be honest with you, it's kind of disappointing to see all those numbers go away. Isn't it? Yeah. We watch all our numbers go from like this big to this big. So we just kind of wanted to chat with that about how, even though we're technically starting over each month, about how awesome that actually is. So we were just going to kind of throw ideas out and throw ideas on what you guys do with, what are you guys currently doing with your girls to get them excited for the beginning of the month. So I'm just actually going to pick people on this one. So Katie, what do you do with your, her head popped up. Katie, what do you do with your girls at the beginning of the month normally?
It's so funny that you asked this because I'm echoing. Last week, I came up with the idea of Junebug Jitter, and I'm doing a sponsoring challenge for anyone on my downline this month. And whoever's going to sponsor the most girls. So instead of like, I don't know, and then I posted a video in my little circle group of like, don't be discouraged, and the word failure, if you feel like you failed in May, because I had some girls that didn't reach their personal goals. So I was like, don't be afraid of failure, because most of my failure has led to my biggest success in Unique. And so I kind of spun it that way, and then I just like brought it back to like, let's have a great June and let off June with a challenge. I posted at like 8 o'clock this morning in my circle group, letting them know like, hey, it's June 1st, let's do this kind of thing. So I don't know, something like that.
No, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. I had to get myself back off of mute so that way you didn't echo. That's perfect. I love that. I love that a lot. I'm not going to sweep it under the rug, and I'm going to let you guys know, and I'm sure you'll hear it, that J months sometimes are hard. And what mean by J months, wow, if I can actually talk tonight, January, June, and July, for whatever reason, tends to be a little lower on sales. So I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome that you're actually, focusing on sponsoring. Personally, one of my biggest sponsoring months was in July. Now corporate was doing a special in June or in July, so that might have been something for it. But yeah, so I think that's absolutely perfect. Let's see. Let's pick on names over here. Kimberly, what are you doing with your team this month to kind of get their attention? Attention may be a wrong word. Get them excited. Okay, so maybe Kimberly can't talk. Gretchen, let's go with you.
Take myself off mute. I'm always good for talking, you know that. Um, well, most of my girls are still new and white and do not have a lot of sales. So I'm trying to get their launch parties kind of going. And, I was going to try and talk to them about just getting out there, how to just build your business, how to just start what's going on. So sponsoring would be a great place to maybe, okay, let's go talk and maybe get your first person that you can, kind of build your business together. But I don't know what else I've got.
No, absolutely, I think that's great. It takes me a little bit to kind of get off mute here a little bit. No, I think that's absolutely great. It's perfect. Yeah, sponsoring with a partner is kind of a really exciting way to go. Yeah, just kind of getting yourself out there. We have a lot of the things that on the list that we came up with was a lot of what we felt is kind of the basics. The one I done, one I not done, the reading a book, that type of thing. Personal development. I'm trying to think what else is on that list. Emails, follow-ups. That's a really, really, really big one. Oh, I hear somebody. Follow-ups is another really big one. Just one of the things that Gretchen and I were actually just talking about earlier, literally just 45 minutes ago, was how a lot of this is actually a marathon. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And that it takes people a couple of times to see things over and over and over. The post that was put up in Powerhouse on Daily Post, that's another good one that you can, kind of challenge your girls with and get them excited. And, just keeping themselves and you in the eye of your customers and friends is going to be kind of the best possible. Holly, do you have anything to add? You've been kind of quiet.
Sorry, because I'm in here feeding Raven. We got done with games late. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. So one thing that I did last month that was a huge help was building from the bottom up. So not really focusing necessarily on just my first gens, but focusing on their teams and helping them accomplish their goals along with their sponsor. So building from the bottom up, and then also I love, Kanisha had a quote. She's a Black Status presenter, and her quote was, "What you do now will reap in 3 months, in 90 days." So I think that's another thing, especially with these months. Like last year, June and July seemed to be a little bit slower with sales for me, but those months were bigger on sponsoring, and August was huge on sponsoring because of convention. So just, that's why we're focusing so much on personal development this month, is because that's something that, is attainable, and we don't have to be, so focused on the sales or lack of sales or anything like that. So.
And Holly brought up another good thing right there. It's a convention. That's another thing that you guys can actually use to really excite your team. We got the email from corporate today, and they announced in the email that the cutoff for convention is actually on the 30th of this month. So that's a great way to kind of keep your team excited. There's 5 people going on. No, there's 4 people going on my team, and then one of Holly's girls is jumping in the car with us. Holly, how many girls do you have going on your team so far? Do you know?
I think we're in the 20s.
Awesome. Holly has a lot more ladies than I do on team, but that's okay. So that's another way to kind of get your girls excited. It's not a party. It is, kind of for training. And what I've told a lot of my girls, and it's something that you can share with yours too, is that convention isn't like this big party. Although we do have a really good time. I haven't been there yet personally, but from what I've talked to with Holly and other people who have gone to convention, although it is a lot of fun, it's a lot of training. And if you really want to move your business forward and expand your business, you really want to be there. So what I've been telling a lot of my girls as well is that if you see a future for yourself in Unique, you're going to want to get yourself to convention this year as well. And it's really exciting. Gretchen is one of my ladies that's going, and so is Jamie. And I know we're all really excited. I mean, I think we talk about it just almost on a daily basis, almost. So it's something to kind of keep your girls pumped up as well and keep them excited and focused. So, does anybody else have anything else to add? LaDawn, I know Kimberly's having some problems. Kelly, Sheree, I didn't even see you pop on. Sheree, do you have anything to add? I always like hearing your voice.
Sorry, I was taking care of my puppy really quick here. I don't really have anything to add. I don't have anybody under me right now, but I'm trying. So I kind of just listen into all your tips for sponsoring, and that's kind of what I'm going with. I'm trying to get some of these other Army wives on, and I don't know. Some are actually getting kind of interested. It's kind of nice to, you know, get some of these suggestions from here. So, but as for going to convention, you know, personally, I'd really like to go, but I don't know with the baby and everything. So, I don't know.
I will tell you a personal story about convention. Last year, for kids' purposes, I have 3 kids, 11, 9, and, well, they were a year younger last year. But I had kids as well, and I thought the same thing. I was like, okay, my husband's working. Who's going to watch my kids? I have to stay home. I wish I wouldn't have done that. I'll be perfectly honest with you. The amount of swag that you come home with in convention is just incredible. Holly knows better than me, but Holly did, okay, so our liners, you know, the whole hand thing and putting them on the hand. Holly did that right there at convention, and that video went viral within, I think it was like minutes. I swear. I mean, everybody saw it. And Holly can talk more for herself than I can, but didn't you get pre-orders, tons of pre-orders on those as well, Holly?
Yes, I did. And I know Sheree's pregnant, so I don't know when the baby is due. So I know that that's probably wherein lies the complication.
Yeah, it's the traveling issue while I'm pregnant.
When are you due?
I'm due September 20th-ish. Somewhere around there.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of a tight squeeze. It's understandable. I totally forgot. I was thinking baby, like you already had baby.
Nope, I get a big old belly right here.
Holly, do you have anything to add? That's pretty much what I kind of talked about that I was going to go over tonight.
Oh, sorry, it's so much more complicated on my phone sometimes.
No, you're fine. I figured it was even.
No, I think we covered pretty much. I just wanted to kind of get feedback from you guys on how you thought the sponsoring day, or not sponsoring, the guest pass day was. If you guys liked the way that we had that going in the group, if you have any other suggestions for this next round.
I thought it was great. Both my guest passes are now official presenters. So
Yay!
yeah.
Yay.
So I was a 100% success rate.
Woohoo! That's what we want. So just so everyone knows, they all have been removed. So just so you guys, heads up for that. So you want to make sure you're following up with those girls. I know the girls I had in there were waiting for the first week of June for payday. So we'll see. Sometimes that's an excuse, but sometimes it's legit. So we'll see. Anyone else have any what you liked or didn't like or thought we should change around? Do you think there was too many Y videos? Did you like that?
I really loved how that whole thing went down. I thought it was really good.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. I loved it because it kind of gave me helped me remember what it was like when I first joined. And you guys did fabulous with it, so. Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure.
Your girls like it? Do you have feedback from your girls about the guest pass? Like if it was too much or too little?
Who are you talking to? Oh, Gretchen? Are you talking to Gretchen?
Yeah,
Okay.
Gretchen.
Oh.
Sorry. I spaced out for a second. Yeah, no, I didn't hear anything negative about it. They both, seemed to appreciate it. I know one of them got on more than the other one did, but they both, I think, appreciated it. And personally, I liked going through it because I never really did too much. I never really got a lot of the backstory and, about the foundation and about our, founders. And so I really appreciated going through it as well because I got to kind of learn things that I didn't know. So
Awesome. And with our plan is we're planning on doing different Y videos every month, so it's not the same people being highlighted. So that's one reason why we love all of you guys when you post your Y videos, because they will be able to share them in there. So one of the tasks, in the new presenters group is to come up with their Y. So if we can really get our girls on camera, if at all possible, doing their Y. I know it's awkward at first, but it's totally worth it because you can just relate to people so much more. And then another thing I just wanted to go over really quick is in regards to the new presenters group, I want to make sure that we're getting people in there and out of there that want to be in and out. Does that make sense? Not just putting them in and leaving them in, but really talking about, wanting to get them excited to kind of move on from the new presenters group and get them into the Powerhouse so that they can kind of, really meet everyone and kind of dive into, more of the incentives that we're doing and different things like that. So I'm trying to get my girls through around 3 weeks. Of course, it's always up to, their personality. Some people will want to be in the new presenters group for the rest of their life. Like, they have no desire to move up to a bigger group. They're comfortable where they're at. They just like the ease of finding everything and nothing moving around too much. But then, our go-getters are really going to want to get in there. So we just need to recognize who we can kind of get in and get out of that group in a pretty good, manner. We don't want 300 new presenters and then just us old dogs in the new presenters or in the Powerhouse. So that's all I really have about this or about anything tonight. Other than you guys are all amazing. It was so much fun watching everyone last month. Like, that was one of the funnest months I've had. It was so much fun.
Just as a heads up as well, some of the people that actually joined, if they do come to you and say, hey, I'm not in the Powerhouse anymore, they were removed. I think Sean is actually one of them, possibly Gretchen. It's not that we don't want them in the Powerhouse. We just, it's kind of one of those new presenters group, then to the Powerhouse type thing. And that was kind of like a guest pass. So if you do have anybody who did sign up and joined and they're like, hey, why was I taken out of the Powerhouse? Just kind of tell them, not a big deal. You'll be put back in. We're just going to kind of get you the beginning stuff over here first and then re-add you back in. So just kind of as a heads up. Does anybody else have anything to add before we let you go off to your babies? I see a baby right there in Kimberly's arms. Does anybody have anything to add? Shout out to your teams for recording. All right, well, with that, we'll kind of call it a night here. Just make sure you keep track of your points for June. Have your girls keep track of theirs. That's why we have that nice little Google Docs. Thank you to Holly for making that. Thank you, Holly. And we'll be announcing the winners Monday morning, and then we'll announce. I'm not sure what we're doing. I don't think we've even totally decided if we're going to announce to the entire group what the 5 prizes are for the first week, or if we're just going to have it like a secret, and just whoever the top 3 winners are, just be like, all right, here's what you get to pick. So I don't think we've quite decided yet, but we will. So keep track of your points and have fun this week, ladies. So
Really quick, what do you guys think would be more exciting, to see some of the prizes every week that people are picking, or to kind of have it be a secret and just you work really hard to be one of the 3?
Which one for you and your team do you think would be better? We want this to be as much fun and as much motivation for your girls as possible, and you.
Absolutely.
I don't know, maybe do like, maybe alternate them so that way some people can at least get a taste of what they can get and then not know what they can get the next week. You know, does that make sense? So at least we have an idea of what we could win, maybe?
So how about like announcing the winners, what the winners got, and then keeping the rest of them secret? Because the plan is for right now, and I'll just kind of fill you guys in. Each week is going to have 5 prizes, and there's going to be 6 winners. So the 3 winners will pick their prizes from the 5, and then the next week the 2 that won will be carried on to the next week, and a new 2 will be added. So what if we announce what the winners got, and then keep the other 2 secret? Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah, I could see that. Like, yeah, or like have the possible prizes. I mean, are we doing like prizes every week?
Yes.
Or okay, yeah, just like maybe like for example, I mean I don't know, maybe one week say okay these are the possible prizes, and the next week would be like I don't know if you want to even go crazy and say oh yeah we have a completely different bunch of prizes the next week, but I don't know, keep it secret the first week and then give the option the next week. I don't know.
I like how you said just saying what the people won. That would be good.
I think you have to give them a little bit of something because that's motivating.
Right.
Or just tell everybody what they won, or what they chose or something. I don't know.
Okay, I like that idea. I'm more of I want to see what you have. I like that. Because if you have what I want, then maybe I'll work even more. So
It's
I
like
don't
an
know.
eyes on the prize kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And they're all gonna be amazing. Like there's 4 leaders putting things into this, and we have way more than we need for this 1 month. So it just kind of lets you know what we're building up to.
I have a suggestion for you.
Yes.
What if you guys took like a picture of everything that you have and not tell us what's going to be for what week, and then kind of make it into a blurry picture like you did with all the notes that you took for the convention stuff? You can kind of see what it is, but not yet really fully see it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Just a thought.
I like the way you guys think.
We might have to play with that a little bit.
Yeah, and then maybe as things are picked, we can unblur it.
Yeah.
Kind of like they did when they announced like the new where they were launching. I forget. Corporate did something like that where they showed like a little bit of the picture each time.
Oh, I missed that.
That was when they had remember the 4 corners that they.
Yeah, they did like I remember the Mexico launch was on there, and I think wasn't the Cream Shadow on there?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Where the heck was I?
I'll find it for you, Holly. I'll send you the picture. I have it
funny.
on the computer.
But yeah, that's a good idea. I think that's a good combination of everyone's suggestions.
I like that.
I do too.
That's a lot of pictures we're going to have to take.
Oh, yes. It'll be worth it.
Just so you guys know, we got like this big thing planned for July too. We're in the process of planning June and July at the same time. So whatever prizes aren't used in June, we're gonna throw over to July.
July is gonna be fun too. I'm
We're
so
pre-planning.
excited. Okay, well that's all I have. That was a huge help getting into the minds of the presenters.
It's like a maze. All right, ladies. Well, thank you for coming on tonight, and make sure you put down in your points that you guys attended a meeting. So, just as a heads up, next meeting is our new presenters call. If you want to be on it, that's fine. You can get points for it. Otherwise, the team meeting call is on Thursday.
Yes, Thursday.
So, have a good night, ladies. We love you. Mwah.
Good night.
Bye.
See you guys later.